From now on, I always add the numbers together. So I'm 14 and I'm leaving. Actually, it's 44 years. So I always add the numbers together, make me feel younger. If I need to be feeling younger. Anyway, thank you all for coming. I've enjoyed working with you all. Some I don't know you very well.
I think he wants to go.
No, did you? That's because I've not been allowed to, you see. Us on that side of the line haven't been allowed to talk to this side of the line. Otherwise you get an ear pain in the phone.
Well, I've got somebody to do a bit of digging and find out what you've actually done in your career. Paul joined in 1966, and most of us weren't born.
That was the 8th of August.
Started off in Clarence Yard for 2 years, and then moved on to freighter. That was dangerous, wasn't it?
No, because that's 2 metal tents on the Fareham Road. We did clothing and bedding and all that sort of stuff.
Oh, right. Nowhere near the ammunition.
Oh, I worked there as well. I didn't drop any bombs or anything.
He was driving the forklift. The Clarence Yard are to blame for giving them the forklift licence.
No, actually, I got that freighter. And in the old days, a forklift driver used to train it, you see. I'll just tell you this bit.
Yeah, go on.
And I was trained up by a forklift driver, and then an engineer came over to the freighter, and he said, take that pallet down, stick it over there. Take that one down, stick it over there, then put them back, right, you've passed. So that's it, the old test. And as a forklift driver, I was training people myself. And I had 2 people out on the main area, outside the front in the main office. And I had it all set up, and there was a Bowser and some trailers and some pallets. And the first driver, I said, this is what I want you to do. And he did it lovely. And the second one managed to hit the Bowser. And I said, stop! Too late, hit the Bowser. But fortunately, there was no paperwork to write. Carry on, sir.
Is he drinking?
I'm not allowed to drink alcohol.
Paul worked in Clarence Yard on the wharf and the rum store. 1969, 1975. Rum store?
That was a very good era. Because that's when the Navy had rum. And when I first joined, on the Cooperage Green, there was a big stack of barrels. And along Cooperage Green, I used to make the barrels, and they're very interesting times. Get me on, sir.
Right. During 1969 and 75, Paul's workplaces were Burnet's Lane, forklift driver, Lippert, forklift driver, Guildford, refrigeration for ration tax. Who done Guildford?
Well, in 75, Burnet's Lane had asbestos roofs, and with their central heating system, it drew all the asbestos down and gave it to everybody. So then they decided to close it all down and move their stores everywhere. Their Arctic rations were stored in a refrigeration area in Guildford, and it was all hands-on. If we didn't actually have a forklift, we used to borrow it from PT next door. Good fun. Carry on now.
Worked in Hasler Gunboat Yard, where Paul was part of the team that looked after the cardboard for the ration pack boxes. Exciting job.
Yeah, they had tomatoes stored in as well. And the forks were long, you know, and as you go through and you didn't quite leave enough space, you had this stuff rolling down the road. Tomato juice. It wasn't very good, but carry on, son.
82 to 95, Paul worked in the cold store at Clarence Yard, where he cut chops and steaks for the butcher's mate.
That's it.
Also, you drove the big jumbo container forklift?
I did, yeah. It's bigger than that one. It had a 16-ton lift. Never did any damage with it, fortunately.
No, they come later. On April the 5th, 95, Paul greeted us with his presence here at Portsmouth, starting working 24 stores with a mobile gang. Mobile?
Yeah, well, you had to go to the clocking station to find out where you were going to work the next day. And one day, I'll carry on.
No, you carry on. You start with that.
So you had to go to the forklift station, and there was a big list of where you were going to work the next day. And then one day I wasn't on the list, and one of the guys said they'd phone up and find out where I was going to be, and I started working 29 stores. And I was there for a couple, 18 months. Carry on.
And allegedly somebody actually told you to slow down.
Yeah, they did. See, in Clarence Yard, there was only a few of us, and when you had 5 or 6 lorries, you started one, finished it, went to the next one, like that, more like a production line. So when I come over here, I was doing exactly the same. I didn't realise that you've got to do all the paperwork and find out where the stuff comes from and all that. So these guys were getting really pissed off because I was speeding it all up. And he said to me, where did that one come from? I said, well, I don't know. He said, and where's the paperwork for that? I said, well, I don't know. He said, slow it down for fuck's sake. So there you are. And as I always, you know, as they say, always obey the last instructions. No one's given me an instruction to speed up again. I've been slowing down ever since.
Late 96, Paul was moved to 123 store on receipts, working for Mr. Murday and Mr. Lowe.
No.
I'll tell you another one now. If you work for one coloured person, that's all right. But when you get two, and they're a different family, it can be very awkward, you know. Because one would say, load that lorry out there. Well, you know, Andy. Load that lorry out there, and the other one would come out and say, who told you to do that? He did. Don't take any notice of it. Take it off again. So I started to take it off. And then the other one come up and said, what are you doing? I said, I'm unloading this trailer with all this stuff. Who told you to do that? He did. Don't take any notice of him. I mean, what can you do with that? And then when they built that carousel down there, the first day, our big boss, Mr. Ben Lowe, he said, pick up that pallet, stick it on there. He said, push it. I said, you're not supposed to push it. I mean, it's not even turned on yet. He said, push it. I said, yeah, but if I mucks it up, who's going to give me the bill? Are you going to say, oh, I told him to do that? Well, of course he wasn't going to, was he? So I told him to off. Carry on, young man.
After working on receipts, Paul was then moved to the FDS area of Portsmouth Freight Centre to do the FDS trailers. One time in the freight centre, Paul left his forklift in the freight centre compound and ambled back into the stall, slowly looking round aimlessly. Somebody asked Paul what was wrong. He asked, where's Ted? They replied, why do you need Ted? Paul's reply, all nonchalant, was, oh, my forklift's on fire. Without a care in the world. And that is quite famous story. I've heard that a few times.
Yeah, I don't know if you ever sat when close to a barbecue, but it's very difficult when you're actually sitting on it. The driver said to me, I think your forklift's on fire. I'll tell you what, no one's ever seen me move so fast. I didn't actually speed up at that point. And I got told off from the fireman. The two drivers, you know what they say, never lift your bonnet up because you'll increase the air and all the flames and all that. So you get two drivers, they get their phone, whatever it is, and they lift up your bonnet and the flames, and they put it all out. They got a recommendation from the fireman, but I didn't. He said, and you, meaning me, he said, you didn't set off the building alarm. I said, well, I didn't think I was in the building. I was under the canopy, you see. So, not thinking I was in the building, I didn't set the alarm off, did I? So if it ever happens to you, under the canopy, out there, don't make the same mistake. Carry on then, man.
2005, Paul was successfully kept on with FSL. Somehow managed to pass his computer test.
I'm good at that. I'm good at party. Yeah, I used to do it when I was in 29 school, you know.
Pass computer test?
Yeah, Yeah, I was using the computer over there. Yeah, they showed me how to use it. I worked with a man, he's one of these you-do people. No, you do this and you do that. And once they've trained you to do it, they don't go near it again because it's what I'm doing, aren't I? But I was taking this stock on, it was all repair, you know. And then it came up on the screen, wanted a date, so it was A1. But I'd already taken it on as repair. So I made a light of that. And that's just one of those things. That's all part of life, isn't it? Carry on, young man.
Then Paul moved to 54 store and then on to 101 store, where he worked until March 2008. Paul, we inherited Paul in 2008 working for Forms and Publications. This ain't come from me, this has come from somebody else.
Okay.
We are here today to celebrate Paul's milestone in reaching 10 envelopes packed in 2 3/4 years.
I didn't think it was as many as that.
Not at all. That's the history of your career.
A wonderful career it's been. And I look forward to the next one. Well, I'm only...
You are going, aren't you?
I'm only leaving here today because they sent me a nice letter and asked me to go. And would I like to go? I said, yes, I would. Thank you very much. But actually, I'm joining the project. Project Discovery team. I'm going to discover the UK because all my holidays I've been a taxi driver for somebody else, and they've all had a session of them. They got all lined up. We're going to do this, that, and you do everything at their pace. So now I should be doing it at my pace.
Together.